welcome to Plant Fit Meg. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I hope you'll take a look around at some other videos while you're here. I make videos about healthy weight loss, simple plant-based recipes, and living a healthy lifestyle. I've lost 80 pounds on a plant-based diet, and I love to share how I did it and the mistakes I made along the way and all that good stuff to inspire others on their plant-based journeys. In today's video, I wanted to discuss the results of my Mary's Mini Challenge. So from October 1st until October 7th, I was hosting a Mary's Mini Challenge, and many of you joined in and participated in the challenge with me, which was a lot of fun, and I was so thankful and grateful for you guys for joining in. It made it a lot more fun to do it with community and to know that I wasn't alone and that we could do it together and share ideas and share how things were going, share meal ideas, recipes, and things like that. So that was really, really fun. So thank you so much for participating if you did participate. If you weren't participating in the challenge, but you were still following along with my videos, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you were able to get some decent, batch cooking ideas or meal prep ideas and recipes and things, even if you were not participating in the challenge. If you haven't already seen my previous Mary's Mini videos, I will leave my Mary's Mini playlist linked here so you can check it out. I have a few videos going over the Mary's Mini guidelines and going over my batch cooking, and I have a what I eat in a day video. So a bunch of different material you can look at if you're considering doing a Mary's Mini yourself, or you just want to see how my experience has been. So today I just want to really kind of put a bow on it, sort of wrap it up, have a little summary of how the challenge went, what my results were, how did I feel, kind of the pros and cons of doing the challenge and how I felt about it, and just discuss how it went and answer some FAQs that you guys have been asking me about the challenge. I also want to discuss some results that my mom had for the challenge. So that'll be interesting. I'll discuss that towards the end of the video. If you like this video, remember to give it a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump right in. So I want to start off really generally with just how the week went, and then kind of get into some specific questions that you guys have been asking me about the challenge. So overall, the week went really well. It went by fast. By the time it was, day 5 and 6, and I was doing my posts on Instagram and Facebook, I was like, oh, it's already day 5 and 6 here. Like, there's not much time left. And I had so many ideas for so many different recipes and so many different experiments that I wanted to do and things I wanted to test and play with, that I actually didn't have time to do all of the things that I wanted to do. So that was a little bit weird, because initially going into it, I thought, oh, I have these great ideas and I need to sort of pare it down a little, but I thought, oh, I'll be able to fit in a lot of this stuff and do a lot of different things. And I was able to play and experiment and have potatoes in many, many different ways with lots of different flavorings, and I really enjoyed it, but there was even more other ideas. So there'll probably be more potato recipes coming out soon so that I can kind of continue with that inspiration that I had from the start of the Mary's Mini Challenge through until now. So several people asked how my energy level was. My energy was great. I didn't really notice a significant change in my energy levels. Honestly, it seemed fairly consistent, fairly stable. Other people also asked how my digestion was and sort of how I felt that way. And I would say, again, my digestion was fairly good, nothing major. I think maybe things were a little bit slower than usual. Maybe I wasn't pooping as often. Sorry if that's TMI. But otherwise, yeah, I didn't notice a big difference in my digestion at all. That might be different depending on where your starting point is with the Mary's Mini. So for me, I was already eating a whole food plant-based diet, did the Mary's Mini for 7 days, and now I'm back to my whole food plant-based diet. So it might be different depending on where you're coming from, but my digestion was totally fine. So I thought I'd also share some of my other meals throughout the challenge that I didn't have an opportunity to show in my other what I eat in a day video. So I really enjoyed, this is one thing that I came up with that I really, really loved. It's probably my favorite thing that I had throughout the entire week, was my hash brown recipe, but then I made it into like a taco wrap situation. And so instead of having bread, it was hash browns, and it was so surprisingly good, and it worked surprisingly so well. It didn't fall apart and it wasn't a huge mess. And so I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to try it with, you know, refried beans and with tofu scramble and with different things included in it, because when I was doing the challenge, I had put these lovely chili powder spiced potatoes mixed with onion and peppers and spinach and things like this. And so now that I can kind of branch out and do other things, I'm really excited to play with it. And I'm gonna try it as a bun with my chickpea burgers, and I think that'll be amazing. So it'll be really fun to play around with and experiment with it even more. I also enjoyed my potato leek soup. So delicious, so warming. Chris actually made it for us, and he threw some spinach into it, and it was really delicious, really simple meal. I really enjoyed eating steamed potatoes and just sprinkle everything bagel seasoning over the top. Having fries was really fun too, and dipping them in ketchup or dipping them in barbecue sauce was really yummy. Or I would just prepare them so that they were spiced really nicely, so I didn't even dip them in anything. I just enjoyed them with, you know, some smoked paprika, garlic, onion powder, a little bit of parsley. Really delicious. I also found this spicy sriracha lime seasoning, and it's really spicy and really delicious, so that was nice to have on vegetables and also on my potatoes, on my fries and things. Adding nutritional yeast to things always makes it really delicious. I love Nooch so much. I try not to use, you know, too much of it because it's quite expensive, but a little sprinkling here and there goes a long way. It's really delicious. I also discovered Cholula during the challenge. I absolutely love this stuff. So good. If you've been watching the channel, you know how much I love my Frank's Red Hot, which I also used during the challenge, but I grabbed some Cholula because someone recommended it to me, and I will be forever grateful because it's so, so good. I ate a lot of roasted veggies throughout the challenge, as well as a lot of steamed vegetables. I would just grab, you know, a frozen bag of broccoli or a bag of Brussels sprouts and steam it up really quickly in the microwave, and that was a really quick and easy way to just get some vegetables ready to go. Also be sure to check out my Mary's Mini What I Eat in a Day for my potato curry recipe as well as my hash brown recipe. Those were also two really delicious recipes that I loved during this challenge. You can of course make this as simple or as complex as you like. The Mary's Mini Challenge is intended to be quite boring and quite dull and just kind of very basic, but I did sort of jazz it up here and there with the seasonings and the spices and sauces. So whether you want to make it really simple or a little more complex with different seasonings and flavors and sauces, it's totally up to you. I say do what works for you. Someone asked if I went off track, and no, I didn't go off track during the challenge. There was one day that I had a piece of fruit sort of midday as like a snack. I had a banana, and then in the evening I had a popsicle, so I suppose that would count as 2 pieces of fruit technically, but I don't consider that really going off track. I suppose it depends how clearly you want to adhere to the guidelines and adhere to the rules of the challenge. I think tiny tweaks to make it work for you are not a huge deal. I also was drinking coffee throughout the challenge, which is okay, which is it's all right in the challenge, but I would have, you know, a splash of soy milk here and there, especially if Chris was making it for me. And on the weekends, we tend to, you know, add soy milk to our coffees. Am I sick of potatoes? Shockingly, no. Shockingly, no. I thought by the end of it, I would just be done. I would say, don't show me another potato. But once I got started and I was a few days in, I was feeling really still just as happy with potatoes as I always am. I always love potatoes. So maybe if I was using a different starch, it would be different. I don't know. I suspect that doing a rice mini would be a lot more challenging for me, or using a different starch. But with potatoes, I was super happy with that, super content, full, satisfied, feeling good. And I could continue eating potatoes and have continued eating potatoes after the challenge. This leads into my next point, which is I have had the question, what did I eat after the challenge? What was my first meal after the challenge was done? And oddly enough, this was my first meal. Hash browns and broccoli So weird. The last day of the challenge, I was thinking, okay, tomorrow morning I'm gonna go back to having my oatmeal. I'll add, you know, my riced cauliflower and some fruit, and it'll be really delicious. And then I woke up Friday morning and I really wanted potatoes and veggies. And it was really weird, and I guess maybe I'm kind of used to it after the 7 days, I don't know. But that's what I did. So that was really delicious and I was really happy with that. And then we ran out of potatoes. I actually wanted to eat more potatoes that day, weirdly. And we had run out of potatoes, so I had to, you know, eat other things. But yeah, I'm not sick of potatoes, and my first meal after the potato mini was more potatoes, oddly enough. Let me know if you experienced that as well, or if you were just done with your starch, done with potatoes, and you were ready for something else. I'd love to hear your experience. So what am I eating now is another question that I've had quite a bit. And I just went back to my regular whole food plant-based diet. So I'm back to eating all the whole grains that I want, all the beans, all the fruit, all the veggies, all the good stuff. So I'm eating all those things. I'm back to eating flaxseed or chia seed daily, ground up in my oatmeal or in other things. So yeah, that's what I've gone back to, my yummy whole food plant-based diet. What was my biggest surprise during the mini? My biggest surprise was that it wasn't as difficult as I thought it might be, and that I didn't really miss fruit as much as I thought I might. I tended to have my fruit at the end of the day and kind of save it as my dessert sort of treat, I guess, at the end of the day, and that worked out really well for me, and I didn't find myself really missing fruit throughout the day. Occasionally I would think, oh, I kind of want a piece of fruit, but I wasn't really hungry. It was just sort of, I wanted a piece of fruit. So it was okay to just wait and have it at the end of the day, and that was great. Another thing that I found really helpful was having different types of potato for snacks to kind of separate it so that I had things that seemed a little more special or a little bit different. So I made potato chips. I did my oven baked potato chips. Someone in the comments said that they were doing Chuck's microwavable potato chip recipe, Chuck from Brand New Vegan, and I was surprised that it was a thing. I didn't know that you could do potato chips in the microwave, so I tried that and that was really good. I also had carrots, carrot sticks, and raw veggies with my potato cheese sauce for snacks. And also, so if I was feeling a little like I wanted a little something sweet but I wasn't really hungry, I would go to herbal tea. So I would pull out my vanilla rooibos or my Celestial Seasonings fruit herbal tea mix. If you've been watching the channel, you've probably seen this a million times. I also grabbed a new tea to try, which is the vanilla rooibos chai from David's Tea. Really, really good. If you haven't given this a go, I highly recommend giving it a try. It's really, really yummy. Would I do another Mary's Mini? Yes, I would. I wouldn't do one now or really shortly. I think I want time to sort of get back to my variety and my whole food plant-based regular diet, but I would consider doing a Mary's Mini again in the future. Let me know if you guys would be interested in doing the Mary's Mini again, or maybe participating along with me if you didn't get a chance to the first time around. Let me know in the comments. People have also asked if I would do the Mary's Mini again but choose a different starch, and to that question I'm not as sure. Potatoes were really doable for me. And I don't want to say the challenge was easy, because I still had to think about it and sort of plan and stuff like that, but it was fun and easier than I thought it would be, and I love potatoes so much that it wasn't a huge ordeal. But I think to choose a different starch would be a lot more challenging and a lot more difficult, so I'd have to think about that. I'd love to hear how you guys did if you chose a different starch. Let me know what starch you chose and how it went, and if you were able to make it work and what it was like, and we'll see. I would consider it. You guys let me know what you think. Others have asked if I would do a different plant-based challenge, and yes, I've actually addressed this in some previous Mary's Mini videos, I think in my live stream and a couple other videos, I've mentioned that I would be open to trying other plant-based challenges, like maybe Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen or another plant-based challenge, maybe a nutritarian sort of eat to live challenge for a week or something like that, which again, I think that one would be really difficult because I love my starches so much. I love my whole grains and my potatoes, but that's something I'm open to. So again, you guys let me know if it's something that you're interested in and something you'd want to see on the channel and maybe participate with me or just watch me go through it. How many potatoes did I eat was another question that I got quite a bit. And I can't really answer that, unfortunately, because I have my husband Chris and my son Riordan were eating the potatoes along with me. So we did go through 2 10-pound bags over the course of the week. I used the last few for my next morning hash browns, but we pretty much went through 2 10-pound bags in the 7 days between the 3 of us, and I would say I was eating the majority of the potatoes. So that might give you a general indication, but I'm not sure how many in particular I ate myself. Did I find it difficult to feed my family in a different way and to have me doing the Mary's Mini Challenge? And I would say no. There were occasional times when I would prepare something and think, oh, I kind of want to eat that too. You know, when I made my refried beans, for example, it's like, kind of wish I was eating refried beans right now too. But I just put it into perspective, and I think a lot of the Mary's Mini Challenge is really about mindset. And if you have a good mindset going into it of, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have fun with this, it's gonna be an adventure, it's 7 days, it's short term, I got this, then you're probably more likely to have success with it. And I know some people did sort of struggle and have a hard time with it, and that's totally fine too, and totally fair. Everyone has a different experience, and I always say if it's not working for you, like really not working for you, then it's probably not even worth doing, right? If you're really struggling, if you're miserable, if you're starving, well, first of all, eat more, but secondly, if you're really not having a good time of it, just take a deep breath and move on. Maybe this wasn't the right time for you. Maybe it's something you can try again in the future, and maybe with a little more planning or preparation. I mean, everyone comes to these things from a different perspective and from a different starting point in terms of what they're eating already. So I never want to judge anybody for, you know, doing the full 7 days versus not. And I think even I've had people say they did, you know, 5 days of the 7, or they really appreciate rice so much more, or really appreciate potatoes so much more. And I think that in itself is a win. So yeah, everyone will have a different experience and a different result with it. But for me, it was a really fun challenge and made me appreciate my fruit more, for sure, because I just had that, you know, one piece of fruit at the end of the day. So I sort of looked forward to it. It was nice. And my fruit tastes a little bit sweeter, I find now too. So that's a nice bonus. The last question for me before I delve into my mom's results, a lot of people have asked if I intended to lose weight with this Mary's Mini or if I did lose weight during the Mary's Mini. And so no, I did not intend to lose weight with the Mary's Mini. I didn't set out trying to lose weight because I have lost 80 pounds. I'm at a healthy weight. I don't feel the need to try to lose more weight at this point. I'm at a healthy weight and I feel good, so I really don't feel the need to continue to drop my weight lower than it already is. I don't know for sure if I lost weight during the challenge because I didn't weigh myself at the start of the challenge, which I probably should have in hindsight, but it just wasn't my goal, so I didn't think to. I only thought to because someone reminded me in the live chat, or asked in the live chat if I had weighed myself before the challenge, and I said, oh, maybe I should have done that just for reference. So I weighed myself on the Monday morning. So we started the challenge on Friday. I weighed myself on the Monday morning, and then I weighed myself daily, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there was really no change. So maybe I would have seen a little bit more movement in the scale measurement if I had weighed myself on the Friday and sort of weighed myself daily, but I wasn't looking to lose weight, so I'm totally fine with just maintaining and being stable at a stable weight. I did eat a lot of potatoes and I felt really full and really good. So if you're at the weight that you want to be at, you can maintain your weight doing this Mary's Mini Challenge, from what I gather with the information that I do have from weighing myself for part of the challenge. And this leads me into the results for my mom. So my mom decided to do the challenge with us, and I was really excited that she decided to join in. And she did a potato mini as well, and we talked quite a bit throughout the challenge and beforehand to kind of plan a little bit and discuss. And so I wanted to share her results because she had a very different experience in terms of the weight loss aspect than I did. So she, just for reference, she's 64 years old and she has had a hard time with her weight for a very long time. She's tried everything, done all the diets, done all the fad things, done the Weight Watchers, the this, that, and the other, and with varying levels of success, and has, really struggled with her weight. So she is vegan and she's been trying to do the whole food plant-based thing. And she's lost 50 pounds, which is amazing. But over the last little while, the last couple years maybe, she's hit a plateau and she's kind of gone up and down the same 5 or 10 pounds, and she's been at a plateau, which has been super duper frustrating for her. And she's been trying to figure out how to sort of get things moving again and to do it in a really healthful and really sustainable way, because she doesn't want to do something that's going to be really short term and then not be able to sustain it. So she was really excited to join in on the Mary's Mini. She was kind of nervous, kind of apprehensive, same as me. I thought it would be really challenging and really difficult, and I wasn't sure how it would go because this was my first experience with the Mary's Mini. And so my mom went through, she did the Mary's Mini, she was really happy with it, and she felt so good. She felt so energetic and just like didn't have to think about food. I think the simplicity of just having to worry about potatoes, veggies, and one piece of fruit, just the simplifying of it, just gave her this sense of peace and calm around food that she hasn't really experienced before. And so that was super duper cool, that she just wasn't fretting or thinking about food all the time. She wasn't, scouring the cupboards or digging in the fridge, or she just sort of made her meals and prepped some things, kept it really simple, enjoyed her delicious food, and she was able to just get on with her day. And so she felt this sense of peace that was really lovely, that she was really, really excited about. And I was so excited for her as well. And she actually lost 8.5 pounds during the challenge. What? 8.5 pounds? So that is, a lot of weight in a week. Usually with weight loss, you want to see a weight loss of about a pound or 2 per week, and less if you have less to lose, if you're sort of on the last 10 pounds or something like that. But she's absolutely thrilled. Obviously, some of that weight is probably, water weight and things like that, but she's absolutely thrilled. She's going to keep going somewhat with the Mary's Mini and keeping it really simple. So she's going to continue with the potatoes and veggies, and she's going to reincorporate oats because she did really miss oatmeal, and she's going to reincorporate lentils because she absolutely loves lentils and good for plant-based protein. And she's going to sort of see how things go and gradually maybe eat a little bit more fruit but not go nuts with it, and see how she does. So she is really, really excited, and I'm so excited and so proud of her for doing the challenge and giving it a go. And she's absolutely just thrilled with her results, and we'll see how she goes from here. Let me know if you want more updates about my mom. She is a fairly private person, so I don't think she would ever want to be on camera on the channel, but let me know if you'd like some updates about her weight loss journey, her weight loss progress, and maybe I can get her to write a blog post for the website. Maybe she would be interested in doing that, but we'll see. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. It gave you some more information about how the Mary's Mini Challenge went for me and my experience and my mom's experience, which was very positive and very cool. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel next. I do have sort of some recipe videos and things planned. I'll continue with some what I eat in a day content because you guys seem to really enjoy those videos. Let me know what else you'd like to see. If you'd like to see some more weight loss content, more healthy lifestyle tips, more fitness related content, let me know what you'd like to see and I'll be happy to consider it. And I love to hear your suggestions and try to come out with videos that you want to see and will get value from, because that's the whole point of the channel is to give you guys value and to help you guys out with your plant-based lifestyle and plant-based weight loss. So if you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel below if you haven't already. I hope you're having an amazing day and I will talk to you soon. Bye.